What's up, guys? Welcome back. And man, it's been a while since I've done a video out here in this parking lot. There's been some big changes in life, as you guys have kind of seen a little bit in the last video, and if you follow along on Instagram. The result is there's going to be a very, very, very drastic change to what this channel is. And I've kind of tried a couple things, looked at this, looked at that, thought about this, thought about that, trying to figure out what I'm going to do. I started progress on that charity. I haven't given up on that. I got burned by people because I blindly trusted instead of looking at things that were waving in front of my face. So that happened more than once. Absolutely, I accept some responsibility on that, as I mentioned several videos ago, just because of trying to take the easy way out, right? So here comes this drastic change to the channel, and I will go more in depth into it here in a little bit, but I got a long ways to go in a truck that I borrowed with a trailer that I rented. So sorry for the potentially misleading posts on Instagram. No, I'm not getting back into commercial transport, but I do gotta start getting some miles down because I gotta get. So I'll see you guys a little bit later. All right, so that last clip was filmed on Wednesday, and it was like 9:30-ish, 9:40 in the morning. And at 4 o'clock, we came back here to the house. And the future of the channel is right there. But I kind of want to go over a couple things. This channel was obviously originally started as the RV transport, and the do's and don'ts and information and knowledge and experiences and all of that in that. And that's where most of you came from. There's, I'm certain, a handful that came from the Suburban Adventures. Maybe you were over at Reset Channel and you watched me building the Suburban, and that brought you over to this channel where everything happens. Maybe you were motorcycle stuff, and that's what brought you. You know, there's been a lot of things that happen in this, and I've kind of got a pretty solid plan for what to do here. A way to share some great information with you guys. Some learning while I learn, and I can hopefully maybe help teach some of you as well. And then at the end of it, when all of the learning is done, and the teaching and the lessons and the whatever you label you want to put on it, when all of that's done, we're going to have more adventures. So what has happened is every once in a while you find that right deal on Facebook. It's, you know, you've got some crap you're getting rid of, someone's got some crap they're getting rid of, and you know, there's things that exchange hands. Maybe it's cash, maybe it's items, whatever. Either way, I ended up with both of these for the cost of about 1/3 of what they would have been, minus that big dent in the door right there. Like, if this didn't have that, the value of what I got rid of to get these is about 1/3 of what that one is worth, if that didn't have the cave in there. Now, I know these are very rough and look like absolute garbage, but there's a plan, there's a reason. I said over and over how much fun I had building the Suburban, taking it out, using it. And I didn't have to break any laws to do it. You know, almost everyone at some point has broke some form of law. Speeding, driving illegally, maybe driving somewhere that they shouldn't have. You know, hey, you can't really be in this part of the forest because XYZ, but people go do it anyway. Without breaking any laws. The time I spent in that Suburban was the most fun I've had in my life. So, here's what's going to happen. Yes, I know the yard is filthy. We're still working towards that charity. There's upgrades happening in the house. We're trying to work on things. I don't make the money now that I did, so everything is much slower, including these builds. I'm anticipating these taking probably about 1.5 years to finish, because of everything that I want done. And in my head, I have a vision, and I've been watching a lot of builds on YouTube and kind of seeing what people went through, the people that did it themselves, people that just bought parts off of some online manufacturer, whatever, and just installed that. And I have a vision in my head. I think it should be fairly easy to attain, but it's going to be a lot of work. The front end on both of these is going to be narrowed by almost 2 feet, about 1.5 foot, 8 inches. I haven't measured it exactly, but I know, about. Both of the rear or the differentials are getting swapped out, so all 4 of them. The interior is going to be completely gutted. I'm putting a roll cage on the inside. Some very small portions of an exo cage for a reason that'll kind of make sense as the builds go on. And these are going to end up being nearly identical builds because I want them to be able to operate together. The whole plan is that we'll be able to take the whole family and go out camping, go out rock crawling. I've got a pretty good network of people here that I've gone wheeling with that I know that know me. I put a picture up of the Jeeps and everyone immediately remembered that, I'm the guy with the Suburban, and they were kind of surprised to see these instead of that. And this is where we're going. There's a lot of things, a lot of changes, a lot of stuff to figure out. I have very little experience welding, but I'm doing all of the welding myself. I'm going to be building custom steering on both of these. I'm going to be incorporating hydro steer into the factory steering box and making them work together. I'm doing 1-ton swaps. I want to see both of them up on 40s. So I'm inviting all of you to come along on this adventure with me. I thought about doing all of the building over on Reset and then the adventures here. And I think at the end of the day, I'm going to end up just doing everything on this channel. And Reset channel's basically dead. It's in itself is not getting the traction. I can't put the time into it and this channel while I'm working 60, 70 hours a week at my job. So it's going to be all on this channel. The build, the fabrication, the modification, the everything, the screaming rooster in the background. But here's where we are. This one was hit. As you can see, the axle was shoved back. And this one's rolled forward. The frame looks straight. It did crumple here, but it stopped before it got into the unibody frame. I didn't see any kinks or bends. I didn't go in there and fine tooth check up and down everything. But there's some damage. The leaf spring is smoked, which is fine because I'm doing the lift kit. And I'm gonna straighten this back out. I looked, this is all fine right here, and right about here is where it starts to come in. So that'll all come out easy, super fine. And then, like I said, this is all gonna be custom in there, and not really, it's not going to look like a Jeep. The only parts of this thing that are remaining Jeep on both of them are the doors, the roof, and the tailgate. Everything else is getting changed on both of them. I got my work cut out for me. But if what I see in here even remotely comes out on both of these, worth it. And it's going to be real cheap. Really, really going to be done on the cheap. Just to kind of show that it doesn't take a fancy job. It doesn't take, I was making really good money when I was doing the RV thing. I was making really good money when I was driving semi. It doesn't take all of that to do this. I rushed through it. I was able to get the Suburban done in like 3 months because I had that kind of money coming in. And now I'm doing it for 2 vehicles, and that's why I think it'll take about 1.5 years. But it can be done. And I'm still going fairly extensive on the build. 1-ton axles aren't cheap. Putting in a hydraulic steering system isn't super cheap. Not real expensive, but not real cheap. The fact that I'm doing all of my own cutting, grinding, welding, shaping is going to save me a ton of money instead of having someone else do it for me. But I'm going to bring you guys along, show you that it doesn't take a master fabricator. Again, I have very, very, very minimal welding experience. And very, very minimal fabrication experience, but I'm going to figure this out, and I'm going to bring you all along, and we can learn stuff together. At the end of the day, these are going to be very unique. I don't want to say one of a kind because there's lots of similar builds to what I'm doing, but they're going to be unique, and they're going to be mine. It's something that me and the family built together. And we'll kind of see how it all goes. But it's enough rambling. I think you guys get the point. If you follow on Instagram, sorry those couple posts were a little bit misleading. The trailer was a trailer that I rented to go pick these up. And then the flat tire was, we were out driving around and just happened to have a blowout in one of our tires. So there's nothing really crazy happening. He needs to stop that. I'm not going back on the road. I really enjoy being home. Yes, I miss the road. Yes, it was nice to have the freedom to not work when I wanted to not work, to work when I wanted to be my own boss, to not punch anyone else's time clock. All of that was really nice. But at the end of the day, I really like being in my own bed every night. And I like being around the people I care about. So, with that, I hope you will join me on this journey as we turn these 2 giant buckets of crap that essentially equate to what is that? Roughly, I paid $500 each, $550. So, turn that into something really unique and awesome. I'm going to put a photo at the end of this video, or I'll probably just overlay it over my audio right here. And you can kind of see where I'm going, what I'm seeing in my head. Now, obvious picture that you're looking at is not exactly what I'm going to build, but it's a pretty rough idea of what I see coming out of these in the near future. So here we go. Let's learn together. Let's have fun together, and kind of see where this wild ride takes us. With that, I wish all of you out on the roads fair winds and following seas. I appreciate you giving me your time and coming along this journey with me. Take care and have a great day.